Well, I hope that as a bearer of reforms, they will try to listen to me and understand my reforms that I am trying to implement. And I hope that they do not look at the personality but at the reforms.
Based on our experience and observation in the court, they are independent-minded.
Yes, Your Honor, but some of them, like Justice Bernabe, was my colleague in the Court of Appeals. And I was in the court 1987. I've been in the MTC, so I guess I can impart to them, I think I can talk to them and impart to them the urgency of really trying to help our country because we have been languishing. Our cases are languishing, our country is languishing. We have a good GDP of 7 to 6%, but hopefully continues. But still, we could go to 10, 12%. And we need to work hard. We need to work hard for our citizens, for our country.
One of the high-profile cases you penned, and I was privileged to concur because I was still in the court, was your decision in the case of Genuino versus De Lima. Can you just tell us briefly the significance of that decision?
Yes, Your Honor, because the Constitution is supposed to protect the rights of our citizens. And one of those rights under our Bill of Rights is the right to travel. And the right to travel cannot be limited or prohibited unless allowed.
Mic test, mic test.
Mic test.
Officially promulgated to the public. How would you address it as Chief Justice?
Well, that's very hard to determine who of you is the one leaking out. On my part, I don't bring a cell phone to the en banc session. I have not been bringing any cell phone, so in case...
but, Justice, is it appropriate for the official court spokesperson to announce to the public, and it's very efficient, Attorney Hosaga is a very efficient spokesperson, but is it appropriate to announce to the public a decision, even if the decision has not yet been signed and circulated and promulgated?
Well, Your Honor, maybe his announcement is that the court has reached a decision, but maybe has not yet promulgated.
You and I know that even if a decision has been reached, a member of the court even before he signs it, can change his mind and can change his vote.
Yes, perhaps on my part, gauging from your ideas, Your Honor, maybe I will refrain from making announcements until it is signed already.
Are you an innovator, Your Honor?
No, Your Honor.
You want to maintain the status quo?
No, Your Honor, I would like to improve a lot of things. As I said, one of my management principles was broken windows. And when there's a broken window, you have to change the window.
As Chief Justice, would you be talking to the media to discuss matters of public and national interest, just like Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpia?
No, Your Honor, I would like to just keep quiet.
Is there anything improper about the actuation of Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpia?
I would not know, Your Honor, but I will not talk on any subject at all. I might talk about the backlog of the court, asking the public to help, perhaps on that matter, but not on issues that are not part of court reforms.
My last question is on mental health. Is mental health of judges important?
Yes, Your Honor. Mental health is important. I think that's part of...
How does the court monitor the mental health of incumbent judges?
I have not seen any monitoring
So
of the mental health.
If judges are acting normal, so you can assume that there's nothing wrong with them mentally.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the court will be merely reactionary. It's when somebody complains that you will investigate that there is something wrong with that incumbent judge.
Yes, Your Honor. Hardly even in private companies do they have a regular mental test after being hired.
But the Constitution speaks of judges being in service during their term of good behavior. Does good behavior include not only intellectual competence but mental competence?
Maybe perhaps, Your Honor, following your trend of thought, perhaps the court can hire psychiatrists and they would visit all the judges.
If an incumbent judge is mentally unstable, do you think that judge should be removed from office as a threat to society?
I would defer, Your Honor, to the medical pronouncement.
And if it is affirmed by the medical experts that there's something wrong with the judge, do you think he should be removed from office?
Maybe perhaps, Your Honor, we could retire him, Your Honor.
Lawyers are under the Supreme Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
They are considered to be officers of the court. Do lawyers understand that concept? That they're officers of the court?
Your Honor, yes, Your Honor.
So between their clients and the court, to whom do they owe paramount loyalty?
They should owe their loyalty to the rule of law, to the rules of
No,
court.
between the client and the court, to whom do you think they should owe paramount loyalty?
Your Honor, he has to walk a fine line between his client and the court. But he must make sure that he is following all the tenets that's demanded of him by the court.
So neither? Is that what you're saying?
No, Your Honor, I said that he must comply with all the requirements meted out by the...
So why call him an officer of the court if his loyalty is clear-cut?
I'm saying that he can be loyal to both, Your Honor.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you very much, Justice Judge Ilaw.
Thank you, Justice Mendoza. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon po,
Judge
Justice.
Reyes.
Good
How are you
afternoon.
today?
I'm all right, sir.
Okay. All right, from among the candidates for the Chief Justice, you top of my list with 15 administrative cases. The last one, impeachment filed by Edsel Lagman et al. On September 23, 2018, although it was dismissed. Starting again with libel filed by Reynaldo Maniwang. And you'd been admonished for the gross ignorance of the law filed by a certain Mildred Goko Koko Tan on 1998 for imposing an erroneous penalty and for taking more than 3 years from filing of the information and 6 months to prepare and promulgate a decision in a bigamy case. Are these cases the reflection of your work ethics starting as a magistrate?
No, Your Honor. Those cases were late because the parties were not residents of San Mateo. So at that time, San Mateo, it would take 3 hours to reach that part of Rizal. So trial was held only every 3 months or 4 months. And we only had a physical twice a week, Your Honor. And in this case, there was also an attempt on the part of the spouses to settle. So it took some time for them to finish their presentation of the evidence because on my part, that since they were married, I told them, all right, if you want to settle, we can postpone, Your Honor.
By the way, who prepared your PDS or the personal data sheet? Do you have your PDS there?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, each stage, who prepared your PDS? Were you the ones?
My secretary, Your Honor.
All right, it states here that your height is 60 meters. Is this correct? About 200 feet?
Your Honor, it says 5'8", Your Honor.
5'8", but in meters, you stated 60.
Yes, Your Honor, there.
60.203. Is that correct?
Your Honor, it is maybe perhaps a computation error. Maybe it was computed on a cell phone and the translation was wrong, Your Honor. I apologize for the mistake, Your Honor.
All right. Likewise, on the page 6 of your PDS, ask for your bank deposits, but you merely stated the banks and left the amounts blank. Why?
Your Honor, I think I gave the amounts in another sheet of paper, Your Honor. But maybe I can write a letter tomorrow. I know that my PDS coincides with my bank statements.
All right. Now, we have just interviewed you for Chief Justice last year. Are there any notable changes in your qualifications since your last interview? Remember, we had touched even your private lives.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any changes?
No, Your Honor. I'm now a senior member of the court. I am now number 7. I think last year I was number 14 or number 13. And I learned to love more this court than ever before. I'm enjoying my work now as a member of the court, and I look forward to every day for the embank and for our division deliberations. I now feel the importance of really working hard because here in the Supreme Court, unlike in the Court of Appeals, I have 900 cases assigned to me. In the Court of Appeals, I had 800 when I came in, but now I'm still in the, so there's a lot of work, Your Honor, here.
Arat, how do you fare with your colleagues in the court during the time of deliberation? Do you go prepared?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you participate actively and intelligently?
Yes, Your Honor. Sometimes I ask questions, sometimes I don't ask questions. If they're just unsigned resolutions, I just look at it and if there's if I see that it's all right, I don't anymore make any comments on the work of my other colleagues.
Arata, what do you think are the necessary skills that a Chief Justice must possess?
I think on my part, for my experience, again, one of my principles in life is honesty is the best policy. So you have to be honest in all your dealings with your colleagues. Then you must have a good heart, and you must show them that you are sincere. And of course, you must show them that you are a hard worker. If in case you become a Chief Justice, you have to be at office at 8 and leave even beyond 5 o'clock. I think hard work will give a good impression on them, and then doing all your best and giving out the best decisions will also perhaps earn their respect.
Arata, do you agree that the magistrate should not only be adept in administrative work, but as well as in adjudication?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your caseload at present?
My caseload is 900, Your Honor. But I have decided 1,115 cases for an average of 55 cases disposed a month. That is as of June 30, Your Honor.
So your average monthly disposition is 60.83 from the 928 caseload.
I think it's 55 only, Your Honor.
Alright, going to your ITR and silent, I could not quite balance your ITR and SAL-N. Because the SAL-N started in, you submitted to this council a record that in 2007 you have 22,596,800. 2008 you have 28 million. 2009, 28. And in 2017, 5,699,621. 2018, 2,918,6359. Could you enlighten the council as to where you bring your earnings that your net worth keeps on going down each year despite your earnings going up?
Yes, Your Honor, because I already have been annulled my marriage, so we have not settled our property relations, so I don't anymore accumulate wealth. I just spend it on my children, and if I have some money, I give it to them, Your Honors. In fact, maybe this year I'll be donating my property to my children.
you seem to be sociable and well-connected because you belong to a family of businessmen
Yes, Your Honor.
with your business associates, friends. Are you aware of the canon of the new Code of Judicial Conduct, which states that magistrates should not only be free from inappropriate connections with and influenced by the executive and legislative branches of the government? If these people or people around you, business associates, would ask favors, how would you handle it?
I always tell them, Your Honor, that I cannot help them because I told them that it's not in my it's not my thing to really accommodate people for favors in the court. Especially when I was presiding justice, I really avoided these favors because I don't want to talk to another justice.
But again, what are your plans for the court?
Yes, Your Honor, as I said, my immediate plans is really to have an inventory of all the cases of the court, as well as the RTC and RTC, and look at all these cases of the court and try to reach a program wherein we can have them decided as soon as possible. I think the presence of all cases is the number one problem of the Supreme Court. And since we have some old cases, I feel it is hard for a Chief Justice to be able to ask the lower courts to perform if it itself has some old cases. So for me, the first thing to be done, if we have to have some credibility to gain respect from the lower courts, is that we have to have a serious second look at the old cases that are plaguing the Supreme Court, Your Honor. Then there's a lot of reforms, maybe additional members for the court administrator, as I said, monitoring of cases on a daily basis on my part personally, and I'll talk to the judges personally, and I would visit them every Thursday and Friday. I would be going around to all the areas of the country because there's a need to be there and touch base with our judges there. Being an MDC judge before, I would know how they feel, and I know that they are happy when they are visited by somebody from the Supreme Court.
And again, how about for the JBC, if and when you're appointed as the Chief Justice?
For the JBC, I'm happy with the performance of the JBC. It is presided and complemented by honorable members of the judiciary, retired. And I'll do my best to divert some of the money earmarked for the Supreme Court to the JBC.
Why do you say you're happy?
I'm happy, Your Honor, because I like the aura of today's proceedings, Your Honor.
Happy because do you feel comfortable there with us here?
Yes, Your Honor, because I can see the smiles of Justice Mendoza. So I'm comforted by their smiles. And
About my smile?
yes, Your Honor, but I could not tell you because you're the one asking the question. Your Honor.
Okay. All right. If I were to poll everyone you have worked with, what percentage will not be a fan of yours?
I hope none, Your Honor. I hope none, Your Honor.
And how do people in the court describe you, good and bad?
Well, when I was in the Court of Appeals, my door was always open to my colleagues. They can see me anytime up to 5, and I am always there to listen to them and act on their request. And also the employees, my door is always open to them. And I told them, if you cannot see me or you're ashamed of talking to me, you can talk to your department head, and the department head can tell me your concerns. I think that there's a need to connect, especially to the lowly employees who are at the bottom rank of the what you call these scale of employees. And the more I have to treat them with love and respect, because if you treat people with love and respect, more or less it will come back to you.
How about bad ones?
Your Honor, you just have to be of humility. For me, a bad one should be present in an organization, but I just have to forget him and not worry about him, and continue towards the goals of the office. I will not stop the office for just one person.
All right, could you think of 5 other uses for a stapler other than stapling?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a paperweight, Your Honor.
Okay, what? Paperweight?
It could be for your shoes.
For shoes?
Yeah, call that shoehorn, Your Honor.
Shoehorn, yes. 3,
It could be
for self-defense.
self-defense, Your Honor.
All right, and last one?
Could be a hammer, Your Honor.
A hammer, yes. All right, my last question will be like this. If you were stranded in a deserted island, but all your basic needs are taken care of, what 3 items would you want to have with you? Justice?
3 items.
Yes.
I just would like only an opening for a can opener, and that's one, and the canned goods.
Good.
Yeah. And
And
water, Your
last-
Honor.
About your... Am I correct to say that you're wearing a toupee and you're going to forget that?
No comment, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much, Justice, and good luck again.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Judge Ilaw. Good afternoon, Justice. How many years did you stay in the Court of Appeals?
Yeah, I think almost 17 years or 18 years.
17 years. And you came to the Supreme Court, what year?
2017, Your Honor.
Years ago. When you came to the Supreme Court, did you find any broken window?
No comment, Your Honor. No comment, Your Honor.
No, you will be, you're aspiring to be their leader.
Yes, I saw a lot of things that could be painted over or...
Not physical. I'm reading your broken windows.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. As I said,
It's a metaphor according to you.
I feel that the computer system of the Court of Appeals is superior to that of the Supreme Court. But the Court of Appeals computer system is also not adequate for lack of funds. That we don't have a window for MR and we don't have a window for entry of judgment. And perhaps we have to have those windows so that we can monitor if there are pending MRs or pending requests for entry of judgments as well as execution.
Anyway, should you be appointed